we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. I want to start with the last time you were here, though. You did a very funny, gave a very funny performance, the very unusual component to it. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I pushed a stool.
You pushed a stool. There was a stool next to you, and you pushed it across the stage, and you did it for a really long time.
Do people not typically do that?
Nobody does that. And then our director had the audio of the sound that the stool made as it scraped across the floor, and for weeks afterwards during rehearsal, he would randomly torture me.
Can we hear that? Oh, they have.
That just went on and on and on.
It just plagues me too, because I can't go anywhere near a stool now, or any furniture really. People are horrified that I'm going to start pushing things around.
Yeah.
Well, needs to go into the kitchen.
It's a real problem that you have.
It is. It's one of my biggest problems these days, to be honest.
I don't think so. Let's get to that. You were supposed to be on our show in July, but you had health issues. How are you?
Well, I pushed the stool around, and then everything was going great. I was doing stand-up all around, and TV, film, play, all sorts of things, busy, and then all of a sudden my life just nosedives.
And it really did nosedive. Tell us everything.
It really did. I got pneumonia, and then I contracted this life-threatening, deadly illness called C. diff, and it's this bacteria that just eats your intestines. And I was in the hospital for like a week, lost 20 pounds, thank God.
Yeah, you were a real chump.
I finally got that whittled off my waistline, and then I got out of the hospital, and then it was my birthday, a couple days after the hospital. Happy birthday to me.
You had to sing it to yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my birthday, and then a few days after that, my mother passed away unexpectedly. Thank you. A freak accident. And then, I got a relationship shortly after that, and then I was diagnosed with cancer. Please hold for applause. Please be seated. Thank you so much. This was all in 4 months.
Right. It all happened. We were all hearing about it, but event after event after event, and this cancer diagnosis is very serious.
Yeah, that's what happened after the stool.
And you make it sound like the comedy gods were punishing you for pushing his stool around.
I don't know. I mean, that's just literally what happened. I pushed the stool, and then cancer.
So you go in and you have surgery.
Yeah. I did. Before that, I had found out that, I was supposed to do a show. I was supposed to do This American Life, and so I was working on some new material. And so Ira Glass, the host, had suggested that I work on some new material, and I had this show set up at Largo, and he was like, the owner.
Largo's a theater here in
Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles and Hollywood.
Yeah, so I was going to perform there, and I had just left the doctor, and the doctor had told me that I had stage 2 breast cancer in both breasts, and on the left side it was an invasive tumor that was not contained. It had possibly spread to my lymph nodes, and I got the happy birthday.
So you went to Largo, you gave this show, and Louis C.K., who we mentioned in the last segment, who's an old friend of ours.
Comedian, right?
Yeah, he's getting there. If he can get a shot on this program, he'll have really made it. Louis C.K. tweets, he goes and sees you perform that night.
Well, he was my special guest.
Right.
And I was going to go on stage and do this material, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kept picturing myself being the comedian that walks out and is like, all right, I've had a lot going on, please bear with me. And I was like, I can't go out and do that's so lame to make excuses for my performance. And my brain was like, what if you walked out and you were just like, hi, thanks for coming, I have cancer, just diagnosed. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do that.
Right.
And then I kept laughing, and I was thinking, what if somebody has cancer though, and I offend somebody? And I was like, wait, I have cancer. Oh yeah, I have cancer.
Yeah.
So I kept laughing about it, and so yeah, I went out on stage and was like, hi, I have cancer. And the audience was unbelievable. They were with me, and in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, if this show goes horribly, at least I have Louis C.K. as my surprise guest, and he'll just slam dunk this whole evening. But it was an intense evening where the audience is crying and laughing, and it was so insane. And
well, Louis watched your performance, and he tweeted, "It's the greatest stand-up I've seen that he has seen in his 27-year career." What you did that night,
wow.
Absolutely incredible performance.
Louis is pretty good too, I have to say.
He still needs to get on this program. What is your, tell us, I wish we had more time. What is your latest prognosis?
Well, I
had the surgery.
I had surgery, I did, yeah. Double mastectomy.
Nobody's ever done that after the double mastectomy.
I guess that's how your doctor told you that.
Gotta go. Yeah. Who's your doctor, the Fonz?
No, they got all the cancer and it did not spread, and my prognosis is great. So.